I'm Christy from the Bedford Public Library, and I am on here today teaching you how to make this gnome. Isn't he adorable? So just stay tuned and we'll get started. Okay, first I'm going to show you what will come in the kit with the gnome. A piece of felt. This will end up being your hat. A sock. You will have a bag of sand, some faux fur for the beard, and you will have the nose for your gnome. So we're going to start making his body. So we'll start with the sock. This sock is very large, so you're going to want to go ahead and cut off about right here. We're going to cut the sock right about there. And we'll need that. And I got a container. You can use a cup, and this just helps get the sand inside the sock. If your bag breaks, you can always get a new sack. You can also use beans or rice if you don't want to use the sand, if you're afraid of making a mess. But just stick it down in there. Okay, when you're done, you'll just pull the sock up. And you won't need that again. And you're going to tie a knot at the top here. And there we go. There is the body of our gnome. Okay. The next thing we're going to add is the beard. Okay. You can make your beard as long as you want, as short as you want it. So I gave you maybe too much. So this is where the straight edge will come in. If you just use scissors, it would cut right across and look like a bad haircut. So I would flip it over once you know where you want the beard to end. So I'm going to say, I'm going to have mine go about there. And so I'll probably cut a line this way. So you'll need a straight edge for this. So I'm going to go about here. Be very careful with the straight edge and just kind of run over the backing. You're just cutting the backing. Okay, pull that off. And there is going to be my beard. The other thing you're going to need is some type of glue. I have some hot glue. The hot glue will dry the fastest, but you can also use any other type of glue that you want. And I'm going to place it right about here. That way it still touches the ground, but it's not too high up. When we put the hat on, it's not going to cover the hair. So I'm going to place it right about here. So I'm just putting the glue at the top. Okay, and now your beard is attached. The next thing we are going to make will be the hat. For the hat, you'll need a piece of fabric here. And you're going to be cutting a large circle out. So I'm going to mark it with a marker first and do the best circle that I can do here. Get out your scissors and cut the hat. Now you're going to cut to the center, and we're going to actually cut out about a third of the shape, just like if someone had eaten pieces of a pizza and this is the pizza. So first I'm gonna just start cutting to that center mark. Okay. I'm going to bring our gnome over here so we can measure also how wide we want to make the hat. And let's see here. If you want, you can also cut off more of this. Let's see here. think, yeah, it's standing up too much, so I'm gonna cut off a little bit more here. Okay, now let's try the hat, and that looks about where I want it. If I don't want this flap showing, I can cut off some, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it like this, kind of hold it so it stays the same width. I am going to cut some off, and I'm going to use my hot glue and make sure that stays there. There's my gnome hat. And I'm going to make sure this is where I want it. Yes, right about here. So I'm actually going to put some glue right around the edge. I'm going to put the hat on. Kind of push it on so it sticks to your gnome. And now we are ready for your nose. Now your nose has a hole on each side, so I'm going to keep the holes on each side here. Now I spread some of the fur out of the way, and I am going to actually place the glue on here. That way I don't get glue on its beard. And stick it right there. That little hat goes over it. That's totally fine. If you use another type of glue, if you're not using hot glue, you may have to hold your items in place until they're completely stuck. Like I said, hot glue is just, I think, a little bit better to use on this project, so you don't have to wait for it to dry and hold it in place. When you're done, this is what it will look like. And I like to pull some of the fur up and twist it like a little mustache, and comb down the fur a little bit. So there is your little gnome. And you can also decorate the hat if you want. You may even have extra fur left over, and you can make another one if you would like. Go around, find something similar to that for a nose. But I think he turned out great. So if you do this project, you can take a picture and let us know how it ended up. And I hope you enjoy it for all the different holidays. You can decorate his little hat. Thank you and have a good day.